Border Patrol Commander Greg Bovino and federal agents are back in Chicago. They are arresting more illegal immigrants on the streets of that city. And Fox rode along on one of their missions that shows the dangers agents face every day. Watch this. As usual, Democratic leaders are pushing back. Illinois Governor J.B. Pritzker posted, "This isn't enforcement, this is harassment." Chicago Mayor Brandon Johnson added, "These tactics are destabilizing, wrong, and must be condemned." Bovino spoke to Fox yesterday.
Already several apprehensions deep in some of these target areas here. We're in Cicero and Little Village areas, which is, of course, where we wanted to go. And we're already making good quality apprehensions. So, we're building those articulable facts as we conduct these patrols. And, we're 100 for 100 now.
In Focus, Todd Lyons, acting ICE Director. Okay, let's just talk about J.B. Pritzker basically complaining that this is harassment, that this isn't law enforcement. What is harassment is the 1.150% increase in assaults against these agents and also an 8,000% increase in death threats. That is what you call harassment.
Oh, 100%. And, to the governor's point, sanctuary jurisdictions are the ones that keep, re-releasing public safety threats back into the community, which means ICE and other federal partners have to go into the communities to take these public safety threats out that elected officials in these sanctuary policies re-release back into the community to re-offend. I don't want my men and women out there taking that harassment. Like you said, we have an uptick in violence against not only ICE officers and special agents, but all of our federal partners in law enforcement that support us on our lawful law enforcement mission, right? So I'd much rather arrest these criminal aliens in a secure setting where it's safe for my folks, where it's safe for the actual criminal alien, and where it's safe for the public, and not have to deal with these agitators that are fueled by the political rhetoric that's out there right now.
I mean, put the protesters aside and let's just take a look at the people that they're arresting, for example, okay? Because one of the people that was protesting, in fact, busted a window of one of the Custom Border Patrol agents' vehicles, and they chased that guy down, and guess what? He was an illegal. Shocker. And then in Louisiana, an ICE officer was bitten in the hand by yet another illegal immigrant who was resisting arrest. And according to DHS, the suspect used his teeth as a weapon and clamped down on an ICE officer's hand, breaking the skin and drawing blood, and then attempted to flee by pushing officers. So these are not law-abiding non-citizens. Like you said, they are criminal aliens. And I don't mean criminal for being in this country illegally. I'm talking about criminals who should not be protected by J.B. Pritzker and other governors and mayors of these Democratic cities.
No, you're spot on, because what the men and women of ICE are actually doing is going out there and doing targeted enforcement on these individuals that were actually released after a law enforcement agency deemed them a public safety threat to arrest them. So that's the key part that's being left out, is the fact that these individuals have already been convicted of a crime or are pending charges, and a local law enforcement or state law enforcement agency deemed it necessary to put that individual in jail. But because of, again, political ideology or the fact that you just don't like our ICE mission, you re-release a criminal offender back out into the community. And, ICE has always been in Chicago. We have enforcement removal operations field office there. We have special agent in charge for HSI. Chicago has always been there. So to hear that we're going in and harassing places is 100% false. The fact of the matter is, ICE is a law enforcement agency that is in every major state, every major city, and we're out there conducting a law enforcement mission every day.
I would say that these protesters do not represent the majority of people from Chicago, because the crime in Chicago is awful. And even people from Chicago, in fact, see a difference ever since the president pushed in the National Guard and started cleaning up the crime there. And now the ICE agents are going to do the same. So this is something that I believe even Democrats in Chicago see is needed.
I agree. No, the results are there. When you start, if you go to any one of our social media sites and you actually see the individuals that we're arresting, we are transparent. We show exactly the worst of the worst that are arrested. But, oh, by the way, if you're here in the country illegally and we're going after one of these ones that have been released from a sanctuary jurisdiction and you're here illegally, Secretary Noem's made it clear. You are now a target as well. If you're here in the country illegally, we are going to take you. We're going to arrest you. You're going to go into immigration proceedings. And if an immigration judge finds you deportable or removable, you will be removed from the United States. And that's what we have to do. We have to bring back the rule of law, and ICE is committed to the president's promise of making America safe again.
All right, Todd Lyons, thank you very much.
Hey everyone, I'm Emily Campagno. Catch me and my co-hosts Harris Faulkner and Kaylee McEnany on Outnumbered every weekday at 12 p.m. Eastern, or set your DVR. Also, don't forget to subscribe to the Fox News YouTube page for daily highlights.